Dear friends, we welcome you to our message. During these times of personal and global turmoil, many of you are finding it difficult to stay centered. But at the same time, easy to slip into worry, concern, judgment, criticism, and fear. This usually happens when socializing with coworkers, family, friends, and even through the impersonal voices of the media. You may find yourself looking back on some social event that seemed to go very well and suddenly realize that you had fully aligned with the three-dimensional thinking and opinions of those around you. This does not mean you have spiritually failed or must leave group discussions, but rather means learning to keep a part of yourself aligned with truth at all times. Your presence can boost a group's energy because one with God is a majority. Toss a seed of truth into these conversations now and then. And simply practice knowing that those who live from fear, judgment, and criticism are spiritual beings hypnotized by beliefs of duality, separation, and two powers. There may be instances when you are guided to simply walk away and you will know. Fear causes people from all levels of life to say things that may or may not be true in order to get others to agree with them. Because it provides a sense of security and credibility to know that one is not alone in the beliefs they have long considered to be absolute and right, but which now are being questioned by increasingly more individuals. Earth is an extremely difficult school and not for the faint-hearted, because most of Earth's appearances and experiences testify to duality, separation, and two powers. However, spiritual evolution is never solely dependent on personal choice but rather is governed by a person's higher self, the self that has never forgotten who it is. Every person has a higher self that determines when they are ready for their next level of awakening, and the experiences necessary to achieving it. Those who graduate from Earth School are able to live lives that reflect the higher energies of a consciousness of oneness while living in third-dimensional density, and are well qualified to assist others to do the same. Much of what is presently familiar and has come to be accepted as normal everyday life on Earth will continue to change, as old energies fall out of alignment with the higher frequencies of Ascension energy. Always remember that the divine realities that underlie everything on Earth remain forever intact. It is only the material sense of these things can die or disappear, and their reality will at some point manifest again in forms reflective of the new and higher frequencies. Resistance acts as a block to spiritual evolution because resistance gives reality and energy to appearances. Resistance is the ego's way of keeping you safe because the human mind relies on what is already known and familiar while drawing from the collective. When you feel resistance to some aspect of truth, ask yourself, what am I believing that is making me feel this way? Is it true? Many spiritual concepts once held to be absolute truth are now being questioned and let go of by awakening individuals, who then frequently experience criticism and judgment from others unable to see beyond the conditioning of religious doctrine and practice. It is often the case that those closest to you, those you love and want to help, are simply unable to accept what you know. Forgive and let go of those dear to you who are unable to hear, understand, or come with you in spiritual awareness. Always remember that every person has a higher self and guides helping them traverse their spiritual journey, which may very well require more learning experiences before they are ready for the higher truths. Allow the process, dear ones, allow the process. Spend time in nature, in quiet and going within more often. This is not isolating yourself in the material sense but rather allows you to stay centered in the fullness and oneness within, reality in times of so much unreality. Those choosing to be on their phones 24/7 or feel that they must be constantly listening to the outer world in some way will not hear the guidance of their intuition. The need for constant distraction is a perfect example of seeking outside of self for comfort and fulfillment. The still small voice within is always speaking but cannot and will never be heard by those too busy listening to the three-dimensional world. The belief that saints and certain people are more blessed and loved by God than others will fall away, as increasingly more individuals awaken to the fact that God divine consciousness is manifesting its fullness as every individual. All life is the one and only life, all intelligence is the one and only intelligence, every mind is divine mind, and every consciousness is divine consciousness, individualized regardless of what each person chooses to dream. Throughout the centuries and even today, there have been and are true spiritual masters who incarnated in order to serve and assist humans awaken, as well as to seed Earth's collective consciousness with truth. However, some of those who have been declared saints, according to three-dimensional standards of spirituality, were actually living from three-dimensional consciousness, performing rites and rituals, acting holy, and preaching concepts considered to be spiritual by those who believe in a faraway God. Negative physical, emotional, or mental issues are never personal, and this is also true for the good qualities a person may be expressing. Humans in and of themselves do not have love, forgiveness, gratitude, patience, etc. to give, because these things are, always have been, and always will be God qualities flowing through humans but never from them. The state of every person's consciousness is what allows or blocks the qualities of God fully present within every person from flowing through. The love and service that many declared saints expressed while on earth was not theirs personally. No saint was more special or blessed by God than any other person. Rather, their state of consciousness allowed the God qualities within to express more fully. Living in a convent, monastery, or ashram does not make a person holy, simply because one's state of consciousness goes wherever a person goes. Those who spend their life focusing on three-dimensional concepts of what constitutes holiness, outer signs and emotions, can and often do manifest some of these religious concepts, simply because as God individualized, they create them. Never forget that psychic does not necessarily mean spiritual. Release any remaining concepts you may have accumulated with regard to what constitutes spirituality. As a part of your evolutionary journey, you have all lived lives in convents, monasteries, and or ashrams where you seriously took vows. It is important at this time to state your intention to clear all past vows, promises, commitments, and contracts. Vows of poverty, chastity, obedience, or even sincerely saying to someone in a past life, "I will love you forever," can remain active throughout lifetimes until cleared, because these activities were usually done with serious intent, allowing them to remain active, affecting many lives. Silently and secretly be who you are. We are the Arcturian group. Channeled by Marilyn Raphael, 6/16/24, at oneisofall.com. Please remember to subscribe to your favorite authors. Full article, link to author's website, along with the video, can be viewed at universallighthouse.com. We are a beacon of light in total service. Please remember to subscribe to your favorite authors. Full article, link to author's website, along with the video, can be viewed at universallighthouse.com. Thank you for watching Universal Lighthouse Galactic Messages and Spiritual Teachings. Please use your own personal discernment on all content posted. If you enjoyed the different authors that are shared, please subscribe to their content as well. You can visit our blog page at universallighthouse.com and subscribe to receive daily posts via your email. And while you are there, tune in to Universal Lighthouse Radio, broadcasting 24/7 for your vibrational needs. Again, that's universallighthouse.com.